Dear students, in previous lecture we covered definition of voltage regulation. Now we are going to discuss EMF method for obtaining voltage regulation of an alternator at any specified power factor, whether lagging or leading. There are various methods, so we will discuss some important method for determination of voltage regulation. So this is electrical equivalent circuit of our alternator. You know this is induced EMF on per phase basis. This is reactance corresponding to armature reaction. This is leakage reactance. This is armature resistance per phase. This is air gap EMF. We know all the theories behind this. What does it mean by armature reaction drop? This IA is flowing through all these elements. So the drop across this will be IARA drop corresponding to IA, XAR drop corresponding to armature reaction drop. This will be IA XL corresponding to leakage reactance drop, and this will be IARA corresponding to armature resistance drop. Once current IA is flowing, all these drops will come into picture and the phasor terminal voltage V will be maybe different than this. Why I am using maybe? Because there will be one condition when these two phasors are exactly equal, and we will say magnitudes are equal, and we will say that this difference is 0, and that will be the condition of voltage regulation. When system is operating at leading power factor, lightly loaded and power factor is nearly equal to 0.9 something at leading power factor. We know that leading power factor load will cause magnetizing effect, and because of that whatever drop will be there IARA, that may be compensated with the other drops, armature reaction drop and leakage reactance drop, and thus we will get these two magnitudes exactly equal, and that will be the condition of voltage regulation. That is, change in terminal voltage from no load to full load will be 0. We will get the same magnitude of voltage drop, terminal voltage drop. So, but for lagging power factor load, we will get this magnitude always lesser than this magnitude, hence this difference will be positive, hence the voltage regulation will be positive for lagging power factor load. But for leading power factor load, these two may be equal for one particular condition, and for other conditions even the magnitude this V terminal voltage may exceed this, so that this difference will be negative and we will get negative voltage regulation. Negative voltage regulation means at full load the terminal voltage will be even higher than the terminal voltage at no load. So for leading power factor load, the phasor diagrams have already been discussed in previous lecture. If you are getting facing difficulties in understanding these phasor diagrams, you may watch that particular lecture. Briefly I can explain. This is terminal voltage V, this phasor is represented here. Then once this drop IARA drop is added, we will get this phasor, and after adding this JIAXL we will get this ER, resultant EMF, and further we are going to add this EAR, armature reaction drop. Then after adding this phasor we will get this phasor EF, and once EF will be known, then using this formula we can get voltage regulation. Similarly for this V IARA plus J times IXS, this is perpendicular to this, and we will get this phasor EF represented by red phasor, red line, right? That is resultant EF. Fine. So from here, first we will write the formula for obtaining EF, magnitude. So extend this and this line also. This IA line has been extended and we have JIA line has been extended. Obviously this will meet at right angle. Let us mark this point as O, this point as A and this point as B. Fine. So the magnitude EF will be equal to OB, length of line OB. So OB square, that is EF square, may be written as, this is right angle triangle. So this hypotenuse square may be written as OA square plus AB square. OA may be written as, what is OA? Take projection of this phasor V on this, and this length will be, this is parallelogram, right? So this length will be equal to IARA. That is, we can write this angle is theta, power factor angle. So V cos theta will give you this length plus IARA. Means OA may be written as V cos theta plus IARA square is there plus AB. This is AB and this length is IA axis and this length will be V sin theta, right? This angle is theta, V cos theta will be this and V sin theta will be this, and this is equal to this in this parallelogram, right? So this will be V sin theta plus IA axis square. So in problem, all data will be available, but this axis may not be available directly. Indirectly, you need to get the value of axis by using this formula under root ZS square minus RA square, where ZS is synchronous impedance and RA is armature resistance. If ignored, put the value 0. If not ignored, then put the value given in the problem. Or in laboratory, you may get the value of RA by performing DC test. I am going to explain it briefly. This is a star connected, generally a star connected alternator winding is there, a stator winding in alternator. So connect voltmeter and one ammeter across any two terminals, let us say A, B, C. Don't run the rotor while performing DC test to get the value of RA. Supply will be DC, measure the potential drop and current, let us say current I is flowing, this is plus, this is minus. So this will give you the total value of resistance in this circuit, and that will be equal to twice of the per phase resistance. So 2R DC, let us mark is DC because we have given DC supply and we are performing DC test, will be equal to V upon I. Whatever the rating of voltmeter is there, that is V, and ammeter reading is I. For accuracy, repeat the same readings for taking the other two terminals one by one. AC, first we have taken AB, then you can take another one AC and BC. So we will get 3 reading, take average of that, that will give you the value of 2RDC. Now you can get the value of RDC. Now considering a skin effect, you may write RA AC 20 to 30% more than 1.3 times 20 to 30% times RDC. Fine. So by anyhow you will get the value of RA. How to get the value of ZS? ZS is synchronous impedance, and this method is known as synchronous impedance method. So synchronous impedance can be obtained by performing two tests, open circuit test and short circuit test. We have already covered this topic in our previous lecture, so I am not going to discuss it again. So open circuit characteristic corresponding to a particular field, we may take the ratio of, suppose this field corresponding to rated voltage, we may take calculate synchronous impedance by taking the ratio of these two, this length, let us mark A, B, C. So AB upon BC will give you the value of synchronous impedance at this field current, or corresponding to rated armature current under short circuit condition, the field current IF2 corresponding to this on SCC and this at this. So taking the ratios of open circuit voltage to the short circuit current for a particular field current from the two characteristics, we may get ZS, but that ZS will be higher than the actual one, because this ZS will be unsaturated synchronous impedance, and this drop is nothing but IA ZS. See, RA plus JXS will give you ZS. ZS is nothing but RA plus JXS, IA XS, not drop, RA plus XS, and XS is nothing but XAR plus XL, this length of these two. So this drop, this is nothing but corresponding to this drop. So this drop may be negative, may be positive, depending upon the various power factors, as can be observed from the phasor diagrams of lagging power factor case and leading power factor case. So once XS is obtained, we can substitute the value here, and we can evaluate EF. Once EF is obtained, we can get voltage regulation. If we want to get EF for leading power factor from this phasor diagram, we may write this EF again is OA square. Here we have named it, okay, name it B, so that we can use the same formula. OB square is equal to OA square plus AB square. So for leading power factor, or we may use directly this also. So OA is nothing but this plus this, and this is nothing but we have taken perpendicular from here on this line. So this length will be V cos theta, similar to that, V cos theta, and this will be same as this. We have taken perpendicular here, right? So these two are parallel. This is again parallelogram. So this length will be IRA, this will be V cos theta, the same formula. So OA square, OA will be V cos theta plus IARA. What about AB? AB will be, this is V cos theta, then this will be V sin theta. So this will be V sin theta, but we need AB, this one, and this is IXS. So we need to subtract this from this to get AB. So AB square will be nothing but V sin theta minus IXS. Just we need to put minus sign here. So you can use the same formula to get the value of EF, that is EF is nothing but under root this square plus this square. Plus sign is for lagging power factor load and minus sign is for leading power factor load. What about unity power factor load? For unity power factor load, theta will be 90 degree, sorry 0 degree, so that cosine theta will be 1. So cosine theta will be 1. It means this will become V plus IARA whole square plus sin theta will be 0, and So we will get V cos V plus IARA square. I am writing here for unity power factor V plus IARA square the same plus this will vanish sin 0 0 and plus minus square IAXS square for unity power factor load. So for all power factor whether lagging or leading, if unity power factor load is there, then theta is 0, cosine theta 1, so 1 into V IARA square plus IAXS square, that's it. So by anyhow we will evaluate EF. Once EF is evaluated, we will get this result. Fine. Now we will solve some problem to understand these concepts better. I am summarizing again. In order to determine voltage regulation by synchronous impedance method, we need to get the value of synchronous impedance ZS. That will be obtained with the help of readings. A numerical readings will be given, open circuit test and short circuit test. So generally readings will be corresponding to, you have to take ZS corresponding to V rated, but sometimes readings corresponding to I rated may also be there. That is, readings corresponding to IF1 or IF2 will be there. You know it very well with the discussion of these two tests covered in previous lectures. By anyhow ZS will be obtained. That will be nothing but ratio of open circuit voltage to the short circuit current for the same field current corresponding to the data given in the problem. Once ZS is obtained, if RA is given, take it, and ZS XS will be nothing but under root ZS square minus RA square. That's it. If ignored, then directly these two ratios of VOC upon ISC will give you ZS, and ZS is nothing but RA plus JXS. So RA is ignored means XS will be evaluated. Once XS is evaluated, substitute the value of XS in the formulae given for the three cases. For unity power factor case, put here. For lagging, take positive sign. For leading, take negative sign. Once EF is evaluated, use this formula and get the value of voltage regulation asked in the problem. One more thing, we may note that the value of ZS taken for evaluation of voltage regulation by this method is unsaturated. Even if we are taking corresponding to V rated, then this region is unsaturated region, and we have already discussed that ZS synchronous impedance decreases like this. So this becomes saturated, which is lesser than unsaturated. So we are taking the value of ZS more than the actual one. Hence, the value of voltage regulation obtained corresponding to the drop across this is more than the actual one. Hence, this method is known as pessimistic method. This is the disadvantage of this method, that the voltage regulation obtained with this method is not accurate, that is higher than the actual one, hence known as pessimistic method. Fine. And now let us solve this problem based on voltage regulation. This problem was asked in GATE 2017 of 2 marks. It says that a 25 kVA 400 volt delta connected 3-phase cylindrical rotor synchronous generator requires a field current of 5 ampere to maintain the rated armature current. Field current corresponding to rated armature current under short circuit condition is given as 5. It means this 5 ampere is corresponding to short circuit condition, means this characteristic, and this is corresponding to rated armature current. So the field current corresponding to this, that is IF2, is given as 5 ampere. This value is given in this problem as 5 ampere. Fine. For the same field current, that is this 5 ampere IF2, the open circuit voltage is this 360 volt. So the for the same field current, open circuit voltage will be obtained on OCC, and this voltage is given as 360. This voltage is 360 volt. Okay. Neglecting the armature resistance, that is RA, has been ignored. RA is 0 here. And magnetic saturation. Magnetic saturation, it means this saturation, this curve saturates here, right? That saturation has been ignored. Its voltage regulation in percent with respect to terminal voltage, that is voltage regulation formula, we have EF, no load terminal voltage minus full load terminal voltage upon full load terminal voltage into 100%. That is its voltage regulation in percent with respect to terminal voltage. This is with respect to terminal voltage. There is other way also, with respect to no load terminal voltage, not full load, no load may also be obtained. Okay, both the way. But here it has been asked with respect to terminal voltage. By default, we are taking this formula. When the generator delivers the rated load at 0.8 power factor leading, this is important, whether lagging or leading, and what is the power factor. So this is important. So once you sense the case of leading power factor load, this diagram should come in your mind. If lagging, then corresponding to lagging. At rated voltage is, so basically this voltage regulation has been asked. We know that for obtaining voltage regulation, we need ZS. So first ZS will be obtained, and once ZS is known, RA has been ignored, the same will be XS, and we can get the value of this magnitude EF. EF will be, again I am writing here so that it will be a good practice for you. You will not forget in exam. So what will be EF? This is hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. So take projection of this V along this IA, V cos theta. V cos theta, let us take a square, right? Plus this is IARA. A square, this is square plus this is square, and this is nothing but V sin theta is this. So this is V sin theta minus this, V sin theta minus IXS square. Fine. For lagging power factor, you might be remembering the sign here will be plus instead of minus. For lagging power factor, for leading power factor, this is the formula to get EF. Here XS will be required. So you will see nowhere the value of XS is given directly, but as I told you earlier that XS will be obtained with the help of this formula. XS is nothing but synchronous impedance square minus RA square. You know it very well. And this ZS will be obtained from here. So ZS will be ratio of open circuit voltage to the short circuit current at a particular field current. So corresponding to this field current, any field current corresponding to rated terminal voltage or rated current, as I told you earlier, in some problem you might be asked to evaluate ZS indirectly to calculate this voltage regulation by providing this field current. So by anyhow we have to take the same field current to take the ratio of open circuit voltage and short circuit current. So corresponding to this voltage already given, and this will be slightly lesser than rated one, and rated one is 400 volt. See, 360 volt is lesser than 400 volt. Fine. So corresponding to this short circuit current is IA rated, but IA rated you need to evaluate from here. So write here IA line, right? First write line, take care of this delta also. for evaluating armature current. First evaluate line current. So this is nothing but 25 kVA, 25 into 10 to the power 3 upon root 3 line voltage. Here in delta both will be same, line and phase, whatever, 400. So whatever current you have obtained, just calculate yourself. In my calculation it is coming out to be 36.085. Check it yourself, 085 ampere, 36.085 ampere. But this is line current. From the rating of the machine, we have rated line current, right? This is rated line current. But in delta, line current and phase currents are not same. In a star, these two currents are same, but in delta, take care of that. Hence, and we have all quantities on per phase basis. Hence, IA phase in case of delta. In case of a star, it will be the same, but in case of delta, you need to divide it by root 3. Line current is more than phase current. So phase current will be, so this is coming out to be 20.20